Most parents want their child to play with confidence and passion and joy, but instead, so many end up pouring thousands of dollars into technical training, speed and agility camps, extra trainers, even sending them overseas in Europe. And then they sit on the sideline, they see their child playing soccer, and what happens is they shut down after the first mistake, or they play scared, they're not taking any risks in games. They dominate in practice, but when the game time comes, they're a completely different player. But before we dive into it, my name is Valentino Di Lorenzo, and I run a mental performance coaching program. I already helped over 500 athletes that played MLS, CCNL, USL, highly competitive soccer players that all they are missing is the mental component to play at the top level. And we help some players going from bench to starter, from fear to captain of their team. Some of them are playing for Real Madrid, PSG, and even got scholarship for very expensive private school in America. And I'll tell you right now, your son or daughter, right now, they don't need more extra training. They don't need more technical training. What they need is to work on their mental game. The reason why they struggle in big games or in any games where there's competitions, when there's referees, when the pressure is high, it's not because of lack of technical skills. It's because they can't handle the pressure in those games. They are afraid to make a mistake. They don't want to disappoint the coach. They don't want to disappoint you as a parent. Think about it. How many times have you watched your child crush it in trainings, but then on a Saturday or Sunday, you go there and you're like, is this my son? How many times you've driven with them over to the practice and you saw them killing, scoring 3-4 goals, and then you do the same thing on a Saturday and the guy is not even able to touch the ball. As soon as you receive it or she receives it, they get rid of it. They don't want to make any mistakes. And even though you're like, I don't understand, I am in extra sessions, I speak with therapists that the club is offering, I do many extra technical trainings, I do a lot of speed and agility, and it seems like nothing is working. You're not alone. Most parents make the same mistake, and I'll tell you a secret now and how we're able to help over 500 players just like your son or daughter. Almost every parent that I speak to every single week, we speak with 50-60 parents every single month, and they all tell me the same thing. My son or daughter is so good technically, he's one of the best players, but then in games he can do the same. The truth is, no matter how many hours of technical trainings, the nerves are going to be affecting them during game. And even like I mentioned, working with a local therapist, most of them, they never played a soccer game in their life. They can't guarantee any results. They don't even have any idea on how to play under pressure. They may have a lot of experience with the mind, but they never played a game. So they don't know or ever experienced that on the field. When I was 11 years old, I was experiencing the same thing that those kids are experiencing. And that's why I created the program, because I know what it means when you're afraid to make a mistake, when you're so nervous to step on the field and you just want to get rid of the ball. And when you go to speak with a local therapist, you might do a few sessions and then they say, yeah, you need more extra sessions, and they seem cheaper in the short term because you're paying $100, $150 per session, but over time you're going to spend $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $7,000 and you're not going to see any result. Your kid will resent going to soccer and they're going to quit. And I'm not telling you because I want to sell you my program, is because I know for experience that a lot of parents are coming into me and they already wasted thousands of dollars with no results because they focus on the wrong things or the wrong people. If you want, I have a link here in the description. You can book a call with us. If we don't think you're a good fit, we're not going to hard sell you on it, but we only work with people that we know we can help because we do guarantee results. So if your child is a good fit and we tell you he is a good fit, she is a good fit, we're going to invite you to join. And most of the clients that we help, within 1 to 4 weeks, they completely change their personality, their mentality on the field. So if that's what you want, I have a link here in the description. And I'm gonna explain to you why those therapists, those sports psychologists are not really the solution. It's because, like I said, they wanna sell you packages by the session. They wanna help your child, but they don't really wanna help them overall because they want you to keep going there so you can continue paying their bills. Just like most doctors, they wanna help you, but deep down, they wanna just continue selling you medicines, they wanna continue selling you therapists. So in this case, with therapists and sports psychologists, there's no real clear structure. There's not a process that works repeatedly like our program, where we don't want to sell you more sessions. We want you to be okay. You want to solve the issue within the 8 weeks or within the 90 days. And the truth is that doctors, they might tell you that we don't know if we're going to help them and there's no guarantee of any results. But we know that confidence can be trained with the right system, the right mentalities, and the the right tools, we have proven that over and over. The reason why we're getting 7 to 8 testimonials every single month is because the system works and is not here to sell you the session, it is here to sell you the value and the result. And I've worked with a lot of players that were ready to quit the sport because they get frustrated, they can't move on from mistakes, and then they end up quitting the sport because no kid wants to play a sport or play a game where they don't have fun playing. And that's what happened with more and more players that we see. A lot of them, we save them. A lot of them, the parents are not doing anything and they end up quitting the sport. So the truth is that every player that plays at the top level, MLS, DCNL, they are all at the same level. They all have similar skills. The players that are playing the most are the players that are strong, they're confident, they're taking risks, they're moving on from mistakes, they're more vocal on the field. They are leaders. This is what we teach in our program. It's not only about removing fears, it's also building leadership skills. Because if your son or daughter has all the talent in the world, but they can't express them in the field, what is good to have that talent, right? That talent is going to waste. And I hate to see that, especially when we speak to the parent and we see them that they're a good fit and then they don't do anything because of the cost. They compare the cost per session of a sports psychologist or a private trainer with the cost per session of ours, which is basically the difference between cost per session and the value that we provide. So if you focus on the value, the result, instead of the focusing on the cost per session, you're gonna see which one is the clear choice. So when your child learns how to manage the pressure, move on from mistakes, talk more positively to themselves, and they transform from a hesitant to a leader in just a few weeks, you're gonna see that that investment in your child's mental well-being was worth it. But again, I invite you to click the link here in the description. You can see how many testimonials we have, how many kids we already helped, just like your son or daughter that were hesitant, they were fearful, and now they're the captain, leader in their team. If you think this is gonna help them and you wanna book a call to see if we can help your son or daughter, I have a link here in the description. If not, I'll see you in the next video.